Hi guys, and welcome to the Cook's Pantry. We are back down Cobram Estate. It is cracking weather down here. We've got the barbecue fired up, ready to rock and roll. And I thought, what a beautiful way to celebrate a phenomenal ingredient, the old eggplant. I'm gonna show you how to do Baba Ganoush, but we're gonna do it old school. We're gonna do it proper. I think when I say Baba Ganoush, you're all picturing a grey-brown dip that's pureed up in a jar. Not the case at all. It is a thing of beauty, and we're gonna let the coals do all the work. So very, very simply, all we're gonna do, give it some nice coverage of the extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna plonk it straight on top of the coals direct. What's gonna happen, the skin of the eggplant is gonna protect what's happening inside. It's gonna char, it's gonna pump it full of that beautiful smoky flavor and steam the inside so it becomes incredibly soft and delicate. And then we'll simply season up lemon, garlic, and a little bit of salt, and it is going to blow you away with how simple it is, but the flavor is phenomenal. So I'm gonna throw these on the coals. Right. Look at this. It is the most phenomenal piece of kit. I'm pretty sure it adds to the flavor as well, purely because of how cool it is. All right. So the man that gave me the heads up on how to do this properly goes by the name of George Columbara. So I think when it comes to this style of cuisine, that guy knows what he's talking about. What we want to do is just nestle them in there amongst the coals, leave them for about 10 to 15 minutes until that skin goes black. It needs to be beautifully charred, and what will happen, you'll start to see it soften, it'll split, and you'll see the steam coming out of it. That's when you know you're starting to really cook the inside. So we've had the eggplant just set off to the side, cooling down because it was straight off the coals, so otherwise it's going to be way too hot to handle. Now what we've got to do is peel them. So now that it's softened, that flesh should come away really, really easily. There we go. So we're just going to remove all of that flesh, and then we'll get it onto the board and start chopping it up. Now that might sound funny. You might expect it to go into a food processor and be blitzed up, or a blender. That's not what we're doing here today. We're kicking it old school, and we're just going to chop it up, still give it some texture, and then just season it up with a classic. Now all we've got left is that beautiful flesh of the eggplant. It's basically steamed itself, and you can smell it. It's got that charcoal smoky flavor to it for sure. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna roughly chop it up on the bench. Now, like I was saying, this might seem weird. You might normally put it in your food processor or your blender, and you can absolutely do that, but this is the traditional way to do it. We're just gonna really cut it up. We're not gonna leave it super chunky, but just give it a little bit of texture. It's way more enjoyable to eat. Right, just gonna push that into my bowl here, and this is where we're really gonna bring it home. This is where all the seasoning is gonna happen. Box shred it, garlic, get it really, really nice and fine. Now, I like a good garlic hit in the Baba Ganoush, so I'm gonna go in with a couple of cloves, down to the fingertips, commit to it, and a bit of lemon zest. Lemon zest in, definitely some of the juice of that lemon, so we're just gonna squeeze the fresh lemon juice over the top. Generous hit of the robust extra virgin olive oil down here at Cobram. That's gonna give us some massive backbone, nice peppery notes to it in the back, and really stand up to the smoky flavor that we got out of that charcoal. Nice generous hit of salt. We didn't season it in the beginning at all, so you wanna make sure that you've got plenty of salt in there. And I'm using a small shovel to mix my Baba Ganoush. This is how easy it is. In we go. That is a sharp looking dip right there. Some pine nuts over the top, so when you're scooping it up, you get that nice, not just the flavor of the pine nut, but the texture as well. Finish it off, good hit of the oil, and a couple of these little numbers that we made earlier before. Just gonna stack these around the side. That is a dip that Baba Ganoush would be proud of. She was the lady that invented it, yeah?